of a person who's not here.
If-
Question number 2.
If God wants us to be emotional beings with capacity for happiness, did God not create us happy in the beginning, or did God only create the capacity?
Yeah, good question. Many people have this belief that God created us like with happiness inbuilt inside of us and with a lot of other things inbuilt inside of us. That's not the case at all. God basically created us with personality and attributes and properties, internal properties. Remember, we went through that with Scope. He created us with internal properties. But he didn't create us he didn't inject all of these things inside to our soul that we didn't already then have. So we have to create them ourselves, right? We have to learn about how to create them ourselves. So with regard to happiness, we were a blank slate. We were neither unhappy or happy. Does that make sense? And this is the case with love as well. As regards love, we were in a blank slate. We were neither loving or unloving. You follow? And this is what we must consider. Because we're created in a state where we were sort of a blank slate, we were neither loving nor unloving, neither happy nor unhappy, then this gives us the perspective, the prospect, the potential of learning about love and learning about what a lack of love does and learning about happiness and learning the opposite of happiness, pain and suffering and those things. It gives us this potential. Do you follow? Now, if God didn't do it this way, then really God would have overcome our gift of free will. See, it's our free will, the gift of free will, that allows us to discover these things. And so God, because he gave us the gift of free will, decided to create a lot of these things that we can generate through life experience in what would you call it, a static, there's a word for it, no, it just doesn't come to me at the moment. No, it's sort of like a state that's neutral. It's a neutral state with regard to most things. So we're neither happy nor unhappy, loving nor unloving. That's the soul at its point of incarnation. But now the life experience determines what happiness will become and what love is, and how we'll experience our life determines a lot of the emotions we'll eventually feel. And that's not only us either, because everything is interconnected. Through the scope and the hierarchy principles, everything is interconnected. We can see that your happiness is very important to me. Do you follow? If I'm in a state of love, your happiness will be very important to me, not just my happiness important to me, because I understand interconnectivity. Does that make sense? And I understand what happens when people become unhappy and how that affects my life and their life. So God wanted this experiential process to occur so that we could understand the power of our desire and the importance of actually self-responsibility, developing a desire to have experiences that actually teach me about love and teach me about truth and so forth, which are driven through the exercise of my will.
Are you neutral to your soulmate then in incarnation?
Yes. That's why most of you haven't discovered them, right? You're neutral in most things. Right? There is an attraction, though. There's a natural attraction that's potentially there. It's just a matter of whether you engaged it or not. But you have to engage it. Anything that's developed by desire must first be engaged for its development to occur. And the soulmate relationship is developed by desire in one of the most pure ways, right? So therefore it has to be engaged in order to occur. Makes sense, right? Yeah. It's a clever little system. Okay.